Let's do practice problem number 11 on page 231. It says an electric motor develops 65 kilowatts of power as it lifts a loaded elevator 17.5 meters in 35 seconds. How much force does the motor exert? So given we have an elevator. Somehow it's being pulled upward by a cable. And this cable eventually is probably winched up there by some kind of a motor system. It's connected to a battery. And the power of this motor is 65 kilowatts. I'm going to go ahead and change that to 65,000 watts. And the lifting that takes place, your delta Y, is 17.5 meters. And the time it takes to get to the top is 35 seconds. And what we want to find is the time. I'm sorry, the force. So let's solve it. Well, we want the force, and we're given power and time. So we know this, that power is equal to work over time. But the work that's done by the force in this problem is that force times delta Y times the cosine of the angle between these two divided by t. So now let's dispense with this cosine theta. The force is up, the displacement is up, the angle between these two vectors is 0 degrees. The cosine of 0 is 1. Now I can solve for the force because I'm given delta Y and the time and the power. So delta Y will be equal to the power, force. We're solving for force. Will be equal to the power times time. Power times time is work. That's how much work was done. And then you divide by delta Y. Work divided by displacement will give you the force. So that's 65,000 watts times 35 seconds. And delta Y is 17.5 meters. And when you plug all that into a calculator, I think it's 130,000 newtons. Or you could have put 130 kilonewtons or whatever in there. Or you could have put 1.3 times 10 to the 5. You could put that in scientific notation. So what's the big idea here? You need to understand that power is the rate at which a force does work divided by the time it takes to do that work. That work is equal to force times a displacement. I'll just use delta x in general, times the cosine of the angle between them. So you combine, well, this would be W over T. So you combine these two together to solve this problem. Here's a little problem. Okay. So pretty easy problem overall. Any questions? Okay, that is all.